Ay,
All right, guys, what's going on? Another edition of Sideline Sit Down. Kevin Narrow here, joined by a couple of well-known names at Harlingen High
mm,
School, a couple of legends,
Mama.
Randy Bermea and Brandon Garza here joining me. What's going on, guys?
What's up,
How you
son?
doing, brother?
What's going on? What do you guys been up to in this whole quarantine deal? I know Brandon, you're here in the Valley, and Bermea, you're up at Bernie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm up here doing nothing, losing in Madden. That's pretty much my favorite thing to do these days.
That sounds about daily life for Randy. So
Yeah,
losing at Madden.
I might be the worst
Doing
Madden
nothing.
player out of every person that I know.
No, you can take the might out of it, buddy. You're terrible.
Hey, it's all good, dude.
No, but I've been down here in Harlingen, Texas. Early on, man, I was training quarterbacks for this virus happened. And then unfortunately this kind of thing got out of hand. And so trying to just take care of my body and trying to stay in shape and stay ready for hopefully the draft coming up, and we'll see what happens.
Oh, we lost Kevin.
I guess this is our show now.
I don't know. We still might be live. I don't know.
I wonder if that means we're like still live on mine.
I don't know. It says on the top. Does it say that we're still live on yours?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
So just go ahead. Ask me questions, bro. You're the interviewer now.
All right, bro. So, Brandon.
Yes.
I know you've you got the opportunity to be around all-star talents. You've played with guys that have been that are in the league now. You know, I know at Houston and at UTSA.
Yeah.
So, other than because I mean, everyone's gonna have a certain level of God-given ability, right? And that's only gonna take you to where it's only gonna take you to a certain point, and then the rest got to be, you don't just become a first-round draft pick like Marcus off of pure God-given ability. It takes a lot of work.
No, and like
a lot of dedication. So, like, what, in your opinion, what has separated those guys not only athletically but
that's a good question, bro. That's a good question. So lately, I've been studying Mike Tyson. Okay, so when Mike Tyson came into the game, he was the undersized boxer, right? So who was the greatest before Tyson? Ali, Muhammad Ali, right? But he was a little bit bigger, faster, and he was a heavyweight. And so as I started to study Tyson, I kind of compare it to the quarterbacks, because although I'm undersized to them, Muhammad Ali is Tom Brady, for example, the people's choice, the prototypical.
Yeah.
But who wasn't the prototype? Mike Tyson. Yeah. Right? When he came into the game, everything he did, people were against.
Yeah.
Not in the boxing ring, but out of the boxing ring, right? And so I kind of started to study his mind, the good, right? Because the bad was outside the ring. Now the good, he was the greatest we probably ever saw in the ring during his prime before he lost to Buster Douglas. That run.
Interject really quick. Did you see what he said the other day
about talent?
About him and Muhammad Ali?
Oh no. Well, I know he said Muhammad Ali's the greatest, and I believe Muhammad Ali's the greatest, but Mike Tyson probably the most talented. Kind of like the Jordan LeBron debate.
True.
So most talented LeBron James, but the best career is MJ.
Yeah, it was that Tyson said a lot of people will probably pick me to win, but realistically, he would beat me.
But that's humble, bro. That's humble. And Ali will probably say the same thing, bro, about Tyson. So it's just respecting greatness, and you should never talk down on greatness. For example, Tom Brady is, to me, the greatest quarterback walking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it is what it is.
Yo.
Were we on live the whole time?
Yeah, but I took it off of YouTube, or I took it off of
the streaming.
I took it off of Facebook and Twitter.
Oh, okay. Well, we free.
We were going. We were still thinking we were on.
Perfect. Yeah, because y'all were, and I was trying to take it off real quick.
Yeah.
So Kevin, let me get you up to date on the question that I asked Brandon.
What's that?
Are we live right now though?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're live. We're live on YouTube. I just got to get us back live on Twitter and Facebook.
Take your time. Take your time, bro. Don't rush it.
Yeah.
What's going on? What were y'all talking about?
So what I brought up to him was because he's played at U of H. He's played with guys that are in the league now. What's your boy's name that plays for the Patriots?
The linebacker?
Yeah.
He actually just got traded to the Dolphins, but Elandon Roberts.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I mean, he played with him.
Yeah. Greg Ward Jr. starting receiver for the
Marcus
Eagles.
Davenport,
Marcus.
Kevin Strong.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of these guys that have had the opportunity to be at the next level.
I got about 12 former teammates that are in the league right now.
Yeah. So I asked him what was different, because obviously those guys are physically talented on another level, right? But a physicality side, like what study habits, workout habits.
And I think the best story I can tell that we can all relate to, Randy, because obviously that 2011 team had no business beating Abilene, right?
Yeah.
But what did we have? And what did I see as a sophomore? Guys that feared no one, bro, right? With Coach Gomez instilling that BMF mentality, right?
Yeah.
And so that was the first day I saw the underdog win. Then when I got to U of H, we played Florida State, bro. They had Jalen Ramsey, Derwin James, and Dalvin Cook. Okay. When I was at U of H, right, we had a bunch of dudes from the 3rd Ward and from San Antonio and from one Mexican from South Texas, right? And that was my redshirt year. And when I saw that group of guys, go into that war, I said, man, it's talent don't matter. It's about on the day of war, who was the most prepared and who was the most fearless, bro. Because although football is war, boxing is war, life is war, bro. So we decide whether or not we're going to win or lose, and whether or not we allow the enemy to defeat us.
You cut out.
You hear me?
Yeah. So boxing is war, life is war, and then?
You said what?
You said boxing is war, life is war, and then it kind of cut out after that.
Wait up, bro. My thing's messing up. I can barely hear you.
Is it my computer that's messed up? Evan,
there you go. All right, my bad.
Good.
But yeah, that was kind of the story I was sharing is man, the most prepared wins regardless. Tom Brady's not the most talented, bro. But he's the most prepared every game. Yeah. The most prepared. Peyton Manning, the most prepared. Oh, Peyton Manning throws ducks. Yeah, but he prepares harder than you, bro. He knows where the ball's going. He knows what coverage is coming. He knows what blitz is coming. You can't defeat that. Yeah. Talent can either run you to the ground or elevate you, bro. A lot of quarterbacks that are talented end up getting hurt because they rely on talent too much.
Yeah.
When you rely on game plan and preparation,
yeah,
it can take you places.
And even taking it differently, to track, especially the hurdles, which is a very strategic event, I feel like that's where I always had the advantage going in. I feel like, thanks to Coach Noyola in high school, my coaches at UTSA, they, really big on preparation, knowing, okay, I got 10 hurdles. I'm going to alternate legs through 5. And then after 5, I have to quicken up my steps so I can go the same leg the rest of the way. Right. But then it was like, okay, well, there's a headwind on the backstretch. So I might only go 4 hurdles instead of 5, or I have a tailwind. So I'm going to be able to relax a little bit and I might try to push it to 6. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. So I knew going in to the race, I knew my race plan, and I knew like, okay, if I hit the first leg wrong on the first hurdle, I knew how it was going to change my race, or things like that. And I raced against some guys that I had no business beating, like you were saying. I had no business beating, but they were very fast. They run, get to the hurdle, panic, right?
But what were you the master of, Randy?
Technique,
bro. Yeah. And that's what I've done the same thing with quarterback. And so I think kids from the Rio Grande Valley that are watching this, can look at me and Randy because we're not the biggest guys. We're not the most gifted, but we worked our behinds off to compete at the highest level imaginable because of mastering technique, man. You'll be surprised what comes with mastering technique. You'll get faster. You'll get more powerful. You'll get everything you ever wanted to be when you master technique, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely, man. And I mean, we've seen it a few times too. I mean, as the same time I was running, you know, there's Vince Castillo, who is, you know, doing his thing as a freshman. You know, he went to the show as a freshman. He learned, he got it right away.
And I think, bro, if you would have coached him, he would have won. He wouldn't have never lost. And that's why whenever I got down here, I saw Eddie Lee Marburger, and I said, "This is my guy, man. This is my guy where I can help him master technique."
Yeah,
kind of like I did, but he's more at his age compared to when I was that age. The God-given ability is there.
Yeah.
So, and he's a worker, man. He don't say much. So those are the guys that are like scary, bro, because that means they're not satisfied yet. The loud ones that are talking and saying how good they are, those are the ones you say, someone's gonna catch up to you, buddy. You became complacent because you became complacent. And when I see that as a competitor, I'll say, "Oh yeah, you're better than me, bro." But in the back of my mind, I say, "I got you beat, buddy," because I don't ever get complacent, no matter how good I get.
Yeah. When we were in San Antonio at that 7-on-7 tournament, we were watching Eddie, and you're right, man. He doesn't say a word.
Those are the scary ones, bro.
Yeah, those kids were out there chirping. They were talking noise to each other. All he does is looks at the play, calls the play.
Those are the scary ones, bro.
Touchdown, walks off the field, not one word.
And the thing I compare that to, Kev, is in life you always have those loudmouth people, and the scary thing to do is to not even say anything back to them, because when you can quiet them without saying a word, that's scary, bro. So, for example, when I was a kid and getting criticized, it's like all I wanted to do was yell at everyone, and instead I just stayed quiet, and I became a monster, bro. And I'm telling you, I'm a scary monster that I don't, when it comes to battle, right? Because there's a difference, life and battle. When I'm in my zone of battle, I fear myself in a sense, because I'm so crazy. But when I'm in life, it's like people try and like have a battle with life 24/7. It's like, no, it's like you pick and choose when you should be that person, you know?
That's a good way to put it, dude. You can't fight every fight, you know, and sometimes,
especially with words, because words don't hold no weight to me. It's about action, man. Show me. Okay, that's fine. You're great. Show me, man. Show me.
Some people, like they say, sometimes no response is the best response.
Oh yeah, it is. And it's hard to learn that, though. I didn't always think that way. I would always want to try and push everyone that criticized me. I would always try and bounce back and rebuttal everyone. But instead, I kind of learned to talk to myself. So social media, when people see me posting, I'm just talking to myself. If you gain an inspiration from that, that's amazing. But I'm just having this constant battle with myself, because that's what life is, bro. Right? Because it's about the man in the mirror, like Michael Jackson talked about. That truly is the battle of life. You in the mirror and God guiding you. That's life.
Yeah. Oh, you're right, man.
Definitely. So that's Brandon Garza and Randy Bermea joining us here this afternoon. Of course, you know, Randy, you know, you went to Cal and then you went to UTSA. Walk us through that and what it was like at Cal and how that whole recruiting process was like.
Okay, so Cal. So for me, out of high school, the recruiting process, looking back, I probably could have handled it a little bit better, right? But I mean, it was new to me. You know, I got the first day of recruiting you could call it noon in the June, whatever, or July 1st or whatever the date is. I got a first call, you know, at 12:01 from Notre Dame. That's the first school that calls me. Hey, you know, want you to come out here, saw your times, whatever, right? So after that, it was really just I was getting calls from any school that you could think of. I was getting calls, letters, emails, you know. But for me, it didn't make sense to go to a school where I was going to have to pay money. Right, I was going to go to whatever school offered me the most money, and if it was wherever it was, if I didn't like it, whatever, it was going for free. That was my thing, right? I'm trying to not graduate in debt, and make sure my parents don't have to help me out in any way, and do it myself, right? Because my older sister, which I don't know how many people know this from the Valley, but my older sister might be the best athlete in our family. She was 5-sport athlete, played, Bay Area Athlete of the Year. It's kind of like back then, Bay Area sports used to be a thing. She was a 5-sport athlete, 4-year letterman in I don't know how many sports. D1 volleyball player. She played at UTPA. So she's set the bar really high. So her whole thing was, I got through college on full scholarship. So that was my next goal, was for me. So throughout the recruiting process, I really liked Texas Tech. I don't know if I should keep going.
I think so, bro.
Okay. So
Kevin, I think you decide, bro. You ask different questions, I think, when you want us to switch topics, but
no, because he left again.
oh, good. Oh,
I don't know if we're live again or not.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Huh?
I don't know what's going on. Connection.
Let me call him real quick.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to.
We are? Randy, my mom said we're still live.
Oh, okay.
We're live? So keep going, bro. Keep talking.
Okay. So, so throughout the process, I narrowed it down. I had 4 schools that I liked the coaches, I liked the programs, and they were all offering me the same amount of money, right?
Yeah.
Hang on, my nephew.
What happened? Somebody on the Wi-Fi?
They asked me to move my truck, but I just told them to come get my keys. So throughout the recruiting process, I had 4 visits lined up, and those were Ole Miss, Cal, Texas Tech, and Kansas State. My 4 visits.
Yeah.
And I took my 3rd visit was Texas Tech. That was the one I liked the team. I liked the coaches. I like it being in Texas still, because A&M and UT were the 2 biggest schools that didn't recruit me for whatever reason.
We know why. Because of the region we're at. I mean, it's you win the state title and you still don't get an offer. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't either. But you got my keys? Okay. So I have my visit to Tech. We're at dinner. I call my dad. I'm like, hey, Dad, I want to commit to Tech right now. Because my whole thing was, I know you hear a lot of people switching commitments. I committed to this, and then 2 weeks later, I'm gonna decommit and commit this. That's not how I am. If I'm gonna commit, I'm committing to you. It's like sign. It's like my way of signing.
Yeah, don't turn your back on them.
And I called my dad. I said, hey, I want to commit now. I'm ready. I like it here. He goes, you know what? Just you're on a high. You're like on an emotional high right now. You had a good trip. Let's talk when you get back. Okay, I respect, and that's a smart decision to do, right? So I come home. I had 1 more visit left, which was to Cal, and then I didn't want to commit until I decided I wasn't going to commit until I took that visit. I already signed up for it. I'm going to honor the visit, do it, and then commit. So then the day I get back from Cal, great time. It was a fun time. I liked the teammates, the school, the academic side of the school was important to me, and it was an added benefit, So then I get home. I decided, hey, you know what? Cal was nice, but I want to go to Tech. Call the coach from Texas Tech. All right, sounds good. I'll let coach know. Let me call you back. He calls me back saying, hey, we don't have a full scholarship for you anymore. We only have 75%. So that caught me off guard because I didn't even know that was a possibility, right? So then after talking about it with my fam, 75% in-state tuition, that's not too bad, right? I said if I had to take a loan out for my first year, then so be it. So then I decided again, okay, I'm recommitting to Tech, or I'm going to continue my commitment to Tech. And then the night before I signed, they sent me the letter of intent, and it was only 49% of a scholarship.
Yeah.
So without even telling me or letting me know, they went from 75 to 49%.
Yeah.
So that night, the night before I signed, I called the coach from Cal and said, "Hey, coach, I want to go to Cal." And sent me the papers, letter of intent. I compared them next to each other.
Yeah. I mean, I think you made it.
And one said 49.
I think you made the right move, bro. And I think your career went as planned, where you ended at UTSA, a conference champ, and you did the best you could, man. You did the best you could.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I said the same thing. I wish I could have stayed over there, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I came back. That's a whole conversation for another time, right?
Yeah. It's all about part of the plan, though. We don't.
I needed to go over there. I needed to learn how to be on my own, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up with mom and dad my whole life. Like, that's a blessing, you know?
No doubt.
And I had to learn how to study on my own, study for tests.
Balance college life and
my off the field activities, you know, to make sure I'm still ready to run, you know, and being 2,000 miles away, not coming home for Thanksgiving, you know, not being able to come home for someone's birthday or whatever. You know, I missed a lot. I only got to see you guys play twice.
Yep.
That's probably my biggest regret about leaving, was I only got to see Gilbert play 2 games.
Hey, you saw the best one ever, though. You saw that senior year Bird Bowl.
I went.
You saw
both games.
Bird Bowls.
Both games were Bird Bowl. Both games were Bird Bowl. I got to be there.
You went to the craziest Bird Bowls probably in history, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So that was my biggest regret, is not being able to see him play, you know. And I'd get emotional when I was over here, like Friday. Like, he'd call me after the games, and I'd be like, "Dude, I wish I could freaking be at that game," you know.
Yeah.
Especially because, I mean, you know, your junior year, y'all didn't start off too hot, you know, and that was a tough time, not only for you, but I mean, he felt a lot of pressure on him because, you know, Johnson.
Yeah, it was on all of us, bro.
Because Johnson put up I don't know how many points, so he's like, man, I'm the returner, leader of the defense, and this is what this is my defense, and that happened, you know.
And that year, I think me and Gilbert kind of grew closer than ever, because we both decided that we were the top 2 captains on that squad, even though we had a team full of seniors, bro. They were, you know, I think they were caught up on that 2011 team, and I wish they would have voiced their. I wish it would have been more senior led my junior year, but I think the juniors. I think me and Gilbert decided that it was going to have to be on us to turn it around, because offensively and defensively, bro, we were just, you know, they held it down against San Benito defensively for me. But offensively, we didn't score a single touchdown in the first 2 games of the year, bro.
Yeah.
And so it was, you know, obviously everyone's calling for my neck. I rolled with it, and Gilbert just, hey, we got your back, bro. The people, my team had my back, bro. The only people that didn't have my back were the fans and all the people on the outside.
Yeah.
So why would I fall into that? You weren't there when I was in the summer waking up at 6 a.m. You were on your couch, bro.
Yeah.
Right. So I had to kind of remember those things in the back of my head. Talk as a team when we're 0-2. And there's a lot of things said as a team when you're 0-2, bro, from the seniors and the juniors and everybody. Nathan Prado was, I couldn't even, the things that he was saying, bro, he was mad. And you know, Prado, born leader, bro. Born leader, born humble. But when we were down 0-2, that was a Prado I'd never seen, because he just knew greatness, bro.
Yeah.
And when he didn't see it from us, it killed him.
Yeah.
And I think I kind of, that motivated me, man. Nathan Prado motivated me. Eric Jorn, you know, all those guys, that senior team. I think early on we were too cocky because of what y'all did. We were riding on y'all's success, and it was like, we're our own team, bro. We can't. We don't have those guys anymore, right? We don't have Bubba Blake, Charlie Powers, Daniel Ramirez, Nathan Prado, Randy Bird. We don't have those guys anymore.
Yeah.
Right? We have to build our own now. And so when we lost those 2 games, I think we realized that we were not the same team. And our story was going to be the battle of the underdogs, bro, because everyone counted us out.
Yeah.
And so we came back in one district, and we ended up being undefeated district champs my senior year. And obviously, my last game of my career is the worst game I can't. I felt like I did everything I could, and we got our, running back fumbled at the 1 yard line. I love you, Frito. I love you, babe. But he fumbled at the 1, and then they scored after that. And it would have been we either were the 1 by 10. If we score from the 1 yard line, we either win by 10 and go on and play Madison. I think we beat Madison, or we fumble at the 1 yard line and they go 80 yards and beat us. Literally the worst case scenario. Like when I'm there at the 1 yard line, you think I'm thinking about fumbling and then beating it? Like I'm there like, it's in the bag, man. Here you go, Frito. So if you watch the tape and if you watch it on YouTube, you'll see me, bro. When I hand it off to Frito, he fumbles it, and I'm telling the ref, no, like you'll see me like telling the ref, no. It's on the 956 Sports Card versus Rattlers. You'll see it. And I'm going, no, come on. And he goes, ball that way, bro. You'll see me like kind of drop my hands to my knees. And I'm like, no. Like kind of talking to God, like, no, this can't happen. No, it's not how it's supposed to go. And so when it went like that, shoot, Coach Gomez could tell you, man. The conversation me and him had, or something that I'll never tell anyone. But after that game, when we lost, bro, it was bigger than football. His life, and me and him were distraught. And I remember me and him were the last people to leave my locker room my senior year against Sherryland. And he just told me, God doesn't make mistakes, BG. Or he called me Blee. God doesn't make mistakes, Blee. All right, stay strong. And the thing is, he was so strong, and I was like, "Come on, coach, you're not showing no emotion, man." Like, no, it's just everything, happens for a reason. And I was just like, my head coach to be kind of like that voice to me really motivated me to stay positive in life, because it's kind of like that Jesus and God moment, right? But not literally, but it was like when you're down in life, you have to listen to that positive voice, and it can be through people. And for example, when you're down, our mothers are the ones that is our God, right? It's our Hail Mary. Yeah. And so listen to your family when you're down in life, because that's God talking to you. Yeah. To remain positive.
Yeah. No, man, you're absolutely right. Lean on people that you can trust, people that see what you do behind the scenes,
Yeah. Behind the scenes. Exactly. And the only people that know behind the scenes is family, bro.
Yeah.
What's beyond the curtains is only for the, because I like that phrase, if you entertain the circus, you'll become the clown. Yeah. So when you go and you put yourself on that platform of, when people know your name and you continue to let negativity affect you, you're entertaining the circus, bro. Because those are fans that have no idea what you did to get to that moment in your life.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, man, I'm not going to entertain you. I'm not a clown no more.
Yeah.
But you got to realize,
a lot of people don't see what goes on, and just to go off of that, people don't see, when we were in school, high school, Gil and I would most of the time miss summer strength and conditioning in Harlingen because we were with my dad in Laredo,
But y'all still got it in.
But we were there. I mean, it would have been easier to be in Harlingen.
Oh yeah, when you're with family, it's always the hardest, bro.
We had our routine this was for I don't know how many summers in a row. It was, I think, going to my senior year, I stayed in Harlingen just because I kind of, my dad understood that I needed to be that senior leader. I need to be there, for my guys. But before that, man, it was strength conditioning in the morning with my dad, and I go to his school, and then come home. He'd make us food, and then he put us. He said, "Are y'all gonna go take a nap now? You're gonna take an hour and a half nap, and then in the afternoons it was track practice all summer. That's all I did, right? And then it got to the point where I wasn't even competing in track anymore in the summers, because I was just doing my like summer circuits, like right after high school track. I would just run in June and then be done. But I still needed that speed work, right? I was talking with the coaches. I was talking with one of my buddies yesterday, Milan Ristic. He's an Olympian, Serbian national record holder in the 60-meter hurdles and 110-meter hurdles. And we're talking, and it's like the biggest way to develop speed, yes, weightlifting helps. There's so many things that you can do to accelerate accelerate your growth, accelerate, your peak, right? But the biggest thing is just you just got to sprint, and hopefully people, they understand what I'm saying. It's not sprinting is not 100-meter. Like if you're doing hundreds with your team, your football guys, your track guys, and you're counting that as speed work, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Speed work is you got to do flying 30s,
you're right.
Sprint, float, sprint. Like you got to do 30, 40-meter sprints, because in reality, that's as fast, that's as long as you can sprint for. Right. And then that's when it starts switching to endurance. Yeah, you can't maintain your top speed for 60 yards. That's no.
I think
you hit your peak, and then what you work on with the stamina and all that is, so I'm running, I'm accelerating, I hit my peak. And then what you work on with form and all that stuff helps with is, now I'm going to start decelerating. Do I want to decelerate like this, or do I want to decelerate like this? Right.
You're right, bro. I think the slogan "training like an Olympian" isn't a joke. They're the best athletes in the world, so why would you not train like them? There's a time and place to lift weights. There's a time and place to do other physical activity. But flying, literally, flying 30s, flying 20s, like you said, maximum effort builds durability and stability in your body. Yeah. And starting from the ground up, right? So ground force production, continuously having impact with the ground, builds strength in your muscles and tendons to stretch. And by stretching, you become more flexible. By becoming more flexible, you become faster.
Yeah.
And so it's just, I know you're the track guy, but I have a good understanding of exercise science with my degree.
No, that's what you went to school for. And this is just what I know, what I've learned. I got to learn from, Olympic runners and national record holders. I got to compete against them and just have conversations with them, because that's what because everyone's different too, Like, maybe my rep scheme will be, I can handle more volume. So maybe I'll do 8 flying 30s, right? But I have my teammate here who doesn't do well with volume, but does high intensity, right? So maybe he'll do 4, maybe he'll do like 4 flying 40s, Yeah. But it's the concept of sprint, short burst.
Yep.
So, and that's what, and relating to football.
Hey, Randy, I'm going to cut you off, bro. Whenever I open up my business, Garza Sports Performance, you're going to be head coach of the Hurdle Academy, bro. I'm going to do it just for you.
All right. Sign me up. I'm there.
I got you locked and loaded, baby.
No, but and relating to football, and you always say, like, what's the difference between, South Texas and San Antonio, right?
Yeah.
But then it's deeper than that. But it's deeper than that. What's the difference between San Antonio and Houston?
Speed.
Why is it always Dallas and Houston, Dallas and Houston, Dallas and Houston?
Speed, dog. That's where the goons are at.
It's the speed, man, and that's why Judson does so well. The way their program is a speed-based program.
Let's think of the top programs in the top 3. So let's name our top 3: 1 in San Antonio, 1 in Dallas, 1 in Houston, and I'll name mine. Converse Judson, San Antonio.
Yeah.
Houston, Pearland might be up there.
I'd say Katy has the more historic.
Yeah. You're right. Consistently, Katy and Dallas.
Lately, that hasn't been too straight. But also, I don't want to sound like an idiot because I haven't really been keeping up with football like this past year.
Yeah.
But and then Dallas, of course, you're gonna have like the traditional like DeSoto and. Yeah,
DeSoto, Allen. I think I can't just point out one program from Houston and Dallas because they're just stacked. Like I can go there's not no one dominant. Like it's just each year it's a Houston, Dallas, Austin, and every now and then you got that San Antonio Judson team or Steel every now and then.
Well, and that's what I was going to mention right now with Judson and Steel. The difference between them two is, I learned this yesterday that Steel's program is based on power and strength and powerlifting.
Well, dude, who do you think built the mode for wanting to be powerful and fast? Who was the running back that went there back in the day?
Malcolm Brown.
Malcolm Brown was a monster, bro.
But what I was saying, the contrast, right, between the strength, power of Steel and the speed of Judson.
Yeah, exactly.
But then lately, you start seeing the speed is starting the way the game is evolving.
Who's been more consistent between Steel and Judson, bro?
Yeah.
Judson.
Yeah.
And we had two guys, Rashad Wisdom and Sincere McCormick, literally come as 18-year-olds, started for us and act like they were veterans. Like, I was just like, oh my God, they breed these boys differently over there at Judson, man. Like, they're coming in telling the seniors what to do. I'm like, hey, do your thing, young king. Do your thing, dog. I loved it.
That's different, man. And going about and kind of full circle here, what I think that could, because I mean, I know what they're doing. They're doing flying 30s and they're doing all that speed stuff.
And bro, let me cut you off. So Jarvion Williams was working with the Judson football team before he got as a GA.
Yeah.
On UTSA, and he was doing all the stuff we were doing at UTSA, the flyings, the tempos, the 110s, the speed work, and he was doing it with his buddy, I think at BSA, with his company, and the things they were doing with Judson, they're training like a college program, bro. So yeah, it kind of translates.
Yeah, but that's
and I think let me give a shout out to Harlingen High and Michael Aguilar and what he's doing with the Cardinals. Man, the stuff he's doing with them is college level stuff. And shout out to Mike. Shout out to the Cardinals, baby. The Harlingen Cardinals gonna be back on top this year. Mark my words, dog.
Yeah, but like I said, I think that's the biggest thing that's we get stuck. Back here, we can't compete with size. We can't make our kids taller.
Yep.
And you can't make
God given. This is what God has given us.
And you can't make slow people fast. But you can always make someone faster.
Right? Exactly, bro. Exactly.
And that's my thing, and that's what I'd encourage coaches down there is just train fast.
Hey, yeah, speed. And let me give a shout out to Randy Bermea. Track coaches, football coaches, if you want to talk speed, you need to call this man here. I'm not saying he'll do it for free. That's on him. But Randy Bermea knows how to get faster and how to be the fastest down in the Rio Grande Valley.
Just how fast were you, Randy? We wanted to talk about that.
That's Coach Lucio.
Yeah, Coach Lucio, if you're watching, ask him.
Him and Bubba Blake.
Whatever he says.
4-3, baby.
No, but I tell this all the time. I don't think I wasn't. I mean, yes, I was naturally. I had natural speed, and you can't do what I did just without any natural speed, right? But I think I just was as efficient, and I maximized my running form. Like that deceleration process. Yeah. It was very gradual for me. But I learned that, Coach Nola, like how we train, how we got our splits for the 300-meter hurdles and differentials and all that kind of stuff. But that was my thing. And everyone's like, oh, you get stronger as the race goes on. That was my thing. You have endurance. It's not that I hadn't really endurance.
Stay faster longer.
I just wasn't slowing down as fast as you were slowing down. Right. And there's people that, Bubba was faster than me. Right. But the deceleration point is where I had the advantage on most people too. Even in college, that was my thing. The last 100 was the strongest part because other people would break down. I was efficient over the hurdle. It didn't take anything out of me. Those sorts of things. Let
me bring up, because you're talking about slowing down. I compare that to like Tyreek Hill and Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson ran 4.4. Tyreek Hill ran 4.2, 4.3, right? But game speed, they look insane. No one can catch him. But when you see Adrian Peterson run, he runs so hard.
Yeah.
That's why all he does is run through people.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to slow down.
As well.
That's why Tyreek Hill runs away from people and you can't catch him.
Yeah.
There's a difference. You got to learn the difference.
Well, that's what Brandy and I were talking about yesterday with LT and AP. Just they're two different types of run styles.
Literally, LT and AP are thunder and lightning, bro.
Yeah.
Thunder is AP and lightning was LT, dog. That's why he got that bolt on his. That dude was like that.
He was bad, bro.
And he had that black visor. You couldn't see where he was looking.
Dude. Yeah.
Well, Randy had mentioned that he had brought up a good point yesterday that LT was ahead of his time.
Oh, way ahead of his time, man.
He was a pass catcher, and he just did a little bit of everything.
Close up to the valley, Dad.
Hey, so
he is.
And then and imagine if AP doesn't get hurt, doesn't have ACL, like middle of his prime, bro. 2 ACL surgeries, and comes back and still does this thing. Like,
Yeah.
Imagine
Randy, what's this statue you got behind you?
Well, his Heisman, right?
it's my Heisman. That's actually me.
He literally gave himself his own Heisman when he was in high school. It was ridiculous.
There you go.
I actually don't know it. It's my nephew's.
Oh,
But
we were wondering there. So,
Yeah.
Brandon, you've seen that Randy and I have been going at Madden a couple times this week.
hang on real quick. I'll be back. Go ahead.
Randy, yeah, hey,
Oh.
Kevin, can you give me a 30-second break too, bro?
Yeah. Go for it. Go
Okay,
for it.
yeah.
Go for it. That's just good stuff there, guys. Randy Bermea and Brandon Garza. On my end, I keep hopping in and out because the Wi-Fi here at my house keeps hopping in and out. But these guys got it. Just some really good stuff from these guys. Randy, of course, you've heard his story on how he's run track at Cal. He ran track at Harlingen and then ran track over at UTSA. And then, of course, you've heard Brandon's story on how he was at U of H and he was at UTSA. So it's a lot of good stuff from these guys. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying it. These two are our first two guests of the day. Later at 3 o'clock, we're going to have Texas Tech, Richard Olzak. He's going to be joining us. Billy will have that show at 3. And then later today at 5, Coach Ron Kretz will join the show as well. So
Coach Kretz.
Yep, he'll be on at 5. He was supposed to come on with us on Monday, but he had to reschedule. So we fit him in that 5 o'clock slot.
Coach Kretz was my freshman coach.
Yep. So he spent some time there in Harlingen. So definitely some.
He was our coach our freshman year. He's part of the reason why I started playing receiver because of Coach Kretz.
Definitely.
Before I only played defense. So freshman year, Coach Kretz, got to give him credit because brought me over to the offensive side.
Coach Kretz benched me after my second game as a freshman red quarterback because it was raining, or no, it was like a wet practice in the morning, and the ball was so slippery, and the ball was slipping out of my hand. So he moved me, and I played receiver against Carroll as my freshman red, my second game of my year. I played receiver.
Bro, I cannot believe that. That's hilarious.
Oh, and then after that, he's like, "You see what happens when you don't practice good? You don't play." So I never had a bad practice again after that.
Yeah, I was letting him know, Brandon. He's going to be on with us later today at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, tell him I said that.
Yeah. We'll definitely talk about that and about his Harlingen days. I know he was pretty excited to come on board.
No,
But,
tell him I said that.
but yeah, no, we've been playing some Madden lately. I know Randy's had a couple of bad. I think you're like 0-6 now. Easily.
The 6
It's
losses.
not 0-7.
MJ had the 6 rings. He had the 6 L's.
Call me the Buffalo Bills.
Exactly.
I don't know if do you randomize, Brandon, when you play other people, or do you just pick a team?
I don't care, bro. I mean, everybody knows my team's the Cowboys, so I ride with the Cowboys. But if it's just usually when you play guys for money, post NCAA, I don't bet, but post NCAA, and pre NCAA, you do randomized teams.
Yeah, well, we randomize just to keep the challenge going. But I think I have, and it's funny because I normally get the lesser team, and I'll tell Randy, like, okay, the pressure's on me to win. Yeah. Well, what was it?
The game I'm undefeated at though is NCAA 14 on the PS3. I swear I can't be defeated.
Wow.
No, Kevin.
Even when I lost, I won. It's just weird.
I'm about to break the ceiling. Once I get through that barrier, it's over.
Well, I have a proposition I was thinking of, because the reason, like, we're all Cowboys fans, so we're like, well, neither of us want to be the Cowboys, so we'll just randomize. Well, here's the challenge. Here's the challenge. Look, this next game we play, I will let you be the Cowboys.
What if I don't want to be the Cowboys?
I will let you be the Cowboys, and I'll randomize.
What if I want to?
He's sunning you, Randy. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Chill out, Kevin. Take it easy on him, Kevin.
Well, no, he's undefeated with the Cowboys online against other people.
Who said that?
True. I only played 3 games online yesterday, and I won all 3.
Rookie mode, practice mode is not online, Randy.
No, you can check. I did play before this, That's why it took so long to get on. And yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah, he's been annihilating people online with the Cowboys.
His online is practice mode with no defense. That's his option selection.
The reason why is because I'm playing people who have not played.
Casper.
They haven't played
there's
at all.
no one guarding you.
Dude, the guys I've been playing with have been terrible. They have been horrible.
Here's the thing too, is that he remembered he can switch the playbooks.
Oh, good job, Randy.
So he's had that semi-advantage to the
Once
Cowboys
I learn
playbook.
how to slide, it's over.
God, was the last system you played was Nintendo?
Dude, I don't know why. I thought square was slide. So I press square, but I dive and I fumble the ball. Like I can't even
being smart,
I fumbled doing that.
For being smart, Randy. Very dumb.
I'm trying in my head I'm saying slide and I'm pressing it. When did they change it?
No, he had like a 4th down yesterday. I think he was the Bengals and I was Carolina. And he was down by like 4. He was driving, boom, 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 about a minute and a half left. 4th down, he drives, he dives, he fumbles. I pick it up, I take it back for a score.
Yeah,
John
I couldn't make that up.
Elway.
I couldn't make it up. You can't make that up.
No.
And I dove because I was already past the 1st down. So I was like, okay, I don't need a fumble here. Fumble.
Yeah.
No, but I somehow won with the Bears the other day. That offense was trash with Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, but Khalil Mack freaking destroyed me.
Yeah,
Put
I
Khalil
see.
Mack at QB.
Huh?
Put Khalil Mack at QB. Just have him run Wildcat.
Yeah, I single-handedly whooped him with Khalil Mack, definitely.
Ooh.
Hey, but Warzone. ABG, you want me to go swing by your place and send you your PlayStation?
No, I'm good, bro. This will all pass over soon. I've been playing Xbox 360 2K8 football. So
Wow.
I got John Elway. It's the Legends one. So like John Elway, all the legends are on it. So it's pretty cool.
Sean
I play online though.
I'm about to start playing Warzone again today. I've been playing with Kevin, Ledesma,
OC,
and Sean just got it. So
yeah, I'm still waiting for Kevin to come around.
Yeah, Kevin doesn't even text me back. So there's that.
Hey, he's getting his team, them Cano Ravens ready, bro. Let him fade back a little bit.
True. Rebuild. Every year is going to be a rebuild for him because he got incoming freshmen. Dang it. I just had a good class. Now they're gone. Dang it. Got to do it again. That's so hard, dude.
Hey, Brandon, real quick on Jaime Galvan. I'm not sure how much you saw this year of Harlingen and or maybe
everything.
Just you saw. So you saw what Jaime did. Just how good was he this year for Harlingen?
Best I've seen in a while. Quarterback play wasn't necessarily where it needed to be. We had some great quarterbacks. Jesse Castro was a warrior. All the guys that came after were warriors, but I think Gomez wanted that Ledesma runner passer again. Because my 2 years, I was just slinging it, and all I did was throw it left and right. But the only time I ran were to get the tough 10, 15 yards. You know, I was a big boy. So, but when Jaime came, he was like, you know, Kevin on steroids, and he was legit, man. And Jaime is a warrior. Me and him talk every week, and he has that mindset that I have of just fearlessness, man. And he's a beast.
Yeah, I felt that Jaime had that rare thing where it was I call it an assassin's mentality.
Oh yeah, everybody's gotta have it though.
Yeah, but to me, I mean, me as media from the outside looking in at all the athletes, they're far few and in between, and very few have that assassin's mentality, that killer instinct, that killer instinct.
No doubt.
And I knew Jaime was a gamer, and I knew he was in for a big year, but it wasn't until Battle of the Arroyo, when we were at the coin toss, and I mean, Jaime's eyes were lit up. You know, the guy was just zoned in, And
you
he
ready
was
for war?
literally, and him and John Daniel, the linebacker from San Benito, they're jawing at each other. But I was just like, man, never have I seen, or it had been a good while since I'd seen a football player just so locked in and ready to go.
And so I wish. So I'm like that now, where when I'm in war, I do a lot of this. Only in war, not outside of war, right? Because I don't like doing that. Like, for example, if you're in the stands and you're doing this to the Warriors, be quiet. You're in the stands for a reason, okay? But the Warriors, right? The great Warriors, Alexander, all those guys, when they were in battle, it's kill or be killed. So that feeling and the thing you saw Hyman was he was in just he didn't see football players. He saw like enemies, and he was ready to destroy them. And when you get into that mindset, you become very crazy. And so you'll see Hyman hitting guys and talking to them and talking to the other team and staring down coaches and staring down fans and staring at everybody because he's in that like me against the world type mode. And as the quarterback, that's exactly how it is because you're the leader of the team. That's your squad. So it goes head coach, OC, quarterback from that way, right? So receiver, it would go head coach, receiver, defense, DC, linebackers, coach, linebacker. You have your chain of command, but the coaches prepare you for war. At that point in time, it's on the warrior, how well he was trained by his coaches and how much of a war mindset does he really have when he's in war. When I was younger, I had that in my head. In my head, I was looking at everybody, but I wasn't literally displaying that. And that's why I said I feel like those are the scary ones. But when you can actually talk it and walk it, that's the scariest. When you can talk it and walk it, you are the scariest person walking this earth because people now believe what you're saying. If you're just talking, then when it comes to battle, you don't put up. That's why I was very humble because I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep this in my head. I know what I'm going to do. But when I do it, I'm the only one that told myself I could do it. So nothing else can affect me. So when I'm there saying, Brandon Garza, you're going to go D1, and people are telling me, no, that don't matter. You're going D1. Brandon Garza, you're going to win this game. No, you're not. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. Boom. Now I'm there. Now I've reached this point in competition where when I get to war, it's now on. Yeah, now it's a verbal war. It's mental war. It's physical war. It's all of that. Back in the day, it was just physical. I didn't really do much of the jawing mental stuff. But Hyman was a monster, man. And he brought that juice back that was needed at the quarterback position.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was a big difference this year. What we saw with not just Hyman, but this Harlingen team in general, just as a whole, we saw them bring back that mentality that you guys had and that we saw, just a couple of years ago. For a little while, Cardinal football was in limbo. They didn't make the playoffs that one year. Hyman's junior year, they
the guys who kept it going were Leo Tienda. Obviously Castro at the quarterback. The team that Tienda was on.
Yes.
That was Harlingen football now.
Right.
And Tienda was the definition of Harlingen football. Leo Tienda is underratedly the best running back in Harlingen history. I think
he was
pound
good.
for pound, not talent-wise. Bubba Blake talent-wise, Maurice Hunter talent-wise, right? So you see what I'm saying? There were more better talented guys, right? Like Bubba Blake, Maurice Hunter, all the greats. But pound for pound, what Tienda was doing at what, 5? How tall is he?
I say about 5'5".
5'5", 140. So I mean, the dude was running over people, running through people, running around. I was like, this guy is a machine.
That was like that Pablo Garza. He was like that Pablo Garza type.
Exactly, like Pablo Garza. And now at the end is fighting in the UFC, I think, or training for UFC. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you can see that for sure.
So off topic, Randy, your top 5 Harlingen Cardinal football players ever. Go. Not you. Obviously, I'm not going to include them. I mean, it's everyone besides you.
Some of my top 5.
I'm going to go way back, and people are going to be surprised by my list.
Well, I was going to say, because I didn't grow up like you, BG, so I didn't grow up.
Bro, I watched the Cardinals since I was 3 years old, bro. So I can't comment on anyone before me or after me. It's just who I saw with my own eyes. Who are my favorites?
That's kind of where I'm at, because I didn't start going until.
Let me name my favorites, bro.
Yeah, go first.
Okay. So my favorite quarterback ever, Harlingen High School, Robert Sanchez.
Yeah.
Easy. Robert Sanchez was I looked up to that dude, man. My favorite receiver ever, Johnny Guillen. Okay. My favorite linebacker ever, Felipe Garcia. I don't know if y'all remember him. Felipe Garcia. He wore number 37 and was a monster. No. Okay. And so Mike Aguilar, whether he believes or not, I've looked up to that dude, man. He was a monster. And the greatest defensive end to ever walk this earth at the high school football level was Domingo Rincon.
Yeah. I agree with that one for sure. Number one for me that I've seen play with my own eyes, bro.
Oh, Mingo.
It's not even close, dude.
Mingo was the most dominant player by far in, I think, the Valley's ever seen at the defensive end position.
Yeah, you might be right. And I was gonna think other like offensive guys, like Mishak was a whole nother level.
Oh, if we want to talk my top 3 favorite Valley players of all time, bro. Mishak Rivas, Bradley Stevens, and I don't know, but Mishak Rivas and Bradley Stevens are just bar none top 2 players to ever play in the Valley.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. I remember being in my sophomore year at Meet of Champs. I broke the Meet of Champs record in 300 hurdles, and everyone knew who Mishak was. Right? It was in Westaco, and he was there at the meet. He was already in college, and he had come back for the meet. And I was there. He came. I was like, oh, my teammates. I just broke the record, and everyone was all happy. We were celebrating, with Coach Noyola, my teammates. And then Mishak comes up to me. He's like, hey, man, that was a good ass run you just had. And I was like, when Mishak says it was good, man.
Oh, yeah, bro. I mean, growing up, people don't realize the impact Mishak had on us because he was like that, the Valley legend. Like, he was like the Valley Allen Iverson for a little bit.
Yeah, bro. He and people don't really recognize his track accomplishments.
Oh,
bro.
yeah, no.
He ran around 47 in the open 400. And he was not big.
Yeah. Tyreek Hill type.
47, like that's a real deal, dude.
He's coaching at Santa Maria these days.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he's coaching out there. Well, maybe
Kevin, you know what we should do, bro? And I love to do it. Me and Randy, dude, let's try and do like a Valley Legends football podcast so we can all talk about our stories. Like try and reach out to Mishak, Bradley Stevens.
Oh, dude.
I was about to say we can get Mishak. I have Mishak on Facebook.
Like Landry Gilpin, he had one of the best seasons I ever seen at the Valley.
We just had him on last week,
Trevor Spates, all the Valley goats, man. Let's get it together.
Time, like the Springer brothers.
And even before our time, the Springer brothers, the OGs, bring on Gomez.
Hoffman,
bring on Gomez. Let's do something. Let's do this, Kev. Let's do 90s top 5, top 10 players in the 90s, top 10 players in the thousands, top 10 players in the tens. And let's have us all do like a round table and talk to each other about basically just the foundation of the Rio Grande Valley football. Because
definitely,
I think it would be great to hear everyone's thoughts and insights on how we've grown and digressed and how all our ideas can only elevate us more as a community.
I try to get a hold of Coy Detmer too.
I think what we'll find out, BJ,
Coy Detmer, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Is that all of us have very similar stories.
Yeah, and we have and some have different stories.
Yeah, but I mean, like, think
Kalechi at UTSA, who came down for 1 year to play at McCall Memorial, and then now he represents the Valley like it's home, and I love that, man. I love that about him.
He was good.
Josh McGowan on here too.
McGowan, yeah, I covered.
And what we could do, Kevin, is, for example, do like positions. So bring on the top 10 quarterbacks in Valley history. Bring on the top 10 receivers and top 10 hurdlers and top 10 linebackers, and y'all decide. The media decides who's top, whatever. based on how far they got and all those things, records they broke, whatever. And then
from other coaches, whatever.
And then you do the top 10 coaches, like most wins. And then you kind of get all of their thoughts, right? So like me, I want to ask Landry Gilpin questions. Me, I want to ask Robert Sanchez questions. Me, I want because my top 10 is different from your top 10.
Definitely.
And so on and so forth. My top 10 are Harlingen quarterbacks. That's the only guys I looked up to. So if it was me, I'd be, let me talk to me, Kevin Ledesma, John Murphy, Robert Sanchez, Albert Gonzalez. You know, that would be my dream to talk to all the past Harlingen quarterbacks. Lucio back in the day, running the triple option.
Coach Lou.
You know, I would love to go like from like we do like one quarterback from the 70s, one quarterback from the 80s, one quarterback from the 90s. Harlingen, right? Harlingen, and that would be my dream.
Help me get the contacts. Help me get the contacts, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, give me a day, and I'll just make a call to Coach Gomez, and he can get that done for us.
Gomez. Yeah, no, I was talking. Well, Bubba Ledesma was on our show. I think it was last week. No, it was the week before. I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but we were just talking about, you know, just how special Harlingen is, and like the coaching staff. However, all those guys, they went to Harlingen. You know, just say 8 out of the 10. You know, they're all Cardinals, and they all understand what that's like.
And I think to cut you off, a lot of people criticize that move, but why? Family's family, man. We keep family close. Whether you want someone else to run it, it's not your decision. Family makes that decision. And family knows family the best. So someone tries to ruin family traditions, we don't like that. So we keep it tradition wise, no matter who it upsets. Who cares? We keep it within the family. And that's how it's always going to be at Harlingen High School.
Yeah. One of my last questions is, and we got to ask, you know, for people that are watching, because, you know, every year Battle of the Arroyo is a big deal. For you guys, what's maybe one of your best stories, or what's one of the most things that stood out to you guys?
My best memory was giving San Benito the biggest defeat in Battle of the Arroyo history. It was 54-0. It was 41-0 at halftime. We could have put 120 points on them if we wanted to. FYI.
Okay.
Let them know.
Yeah.
Oh man. One game I scored my junior year. I scored on the same play 3 times. The only 3 times we ran it.
I remember that, Randy, the option.
Yeah, I would shift into the backfield. And
I think Webb pitched it to you one time. Kevin pitched it to you one time. Yeah. Everyone had the same play.
The same play 3 different times.
Was it 6?
Yeah, it was just a Z shift option or whatever.
6 wide, right? As we would call it, 6 wide.
I don't remember.
Fraga, the goat.
and then that in the playoffs, I ran it again. We played them that same year in the playoffs, and the first time I ran it in the game, I scored again. So I scored 4 times on the same play in 2, and actually my junior year, I was so nervous for Battle of the Arroyo that I was throwing up in the locker room before the game started.
Dude, that game, Kevin, is the closest thing you'll get to a Super Bowl for San Benito. And I know I talk trash, but it's all love between San Benito and Harlingen. Not really, but it's one of those things that the city's behind you, the valley. And so when I lost that game my junior year, I kind of understand the city, why they were mad at me. I'm sorry. But the feeling of that game, the buildup, the week, the trash talk on social media. I mean, San Benito's ruthless. They'll send death threats. They'll egg your car. And it's all fun, though. It's all fun and games because that's what rivalry is. But there's a lot of bad blood in that Arroyo. There's a lot of bad blood in that Arroyo. And it gets taken out on that Friday night where it's purple and red and every single person from the city's at the game, and bragging rights for the whole year is on the line for the city. So when Randy's talking about nervousness, you want to talk about nervousness and pressure. It's the Battle of the Arroyo, man. the Bird Bowl's okay, but that's, with all due respect, that's been very lopsided and hasn't been what it. I think my junior and senior year was the closest it got to when they had Sean Montemayor and Nick Garcia and Jaden Taylor. Now those were Bird Bowls, and the district championship ran through us. That's how it should be. I think Harlingen, we need to build up our brand to make sure that the district championship always ends at Bogus Stadium.
Yeah.
My junior senior year, it always ended at Bogus Stadium, and that united us even more as a city. Believe it or not, the respect us and South had after those games was higher than it's ever been. Nick Garcia and James, hey, congrats, fellas. Christian Rodriguez, congrats, fellas. The respect was there because they thought they could beat us, and we knew that we could beat them. But it was ultimate competitors. When Randy was in high school and you had those guys saying, we're the only team that can beat, that was just come on, man.
That was
really like really. And so Randy will tell you, Gomez played that in the locker room, and
I played it.
Randy played it,
Yeah.
and the locker room was laughing like they were listening to comedians. Like it wasn't even a motivation thing; it was just a joke. So let me give advice on giving interviews, players. When I was younger, I was very cocky and just confidence. But you got to find a balance of confidence and humble. You never disrespect your opponent either. Okay? You never disrespect your opponent, but you never fear them. Because the second that you don't do one or the other, you get taught a lesson. So keep that in the back of y'all's minds.
No, and that's true, BG, because I mean, looking back, I mean, I'll touch on Bergwall and Valley Royal really quick. Valley Royal, I was nervous. I threw up before we played them in the preseason and in the playoffs. I didn't finish my warm up. I went into the locker room by myself and I wasn't out there telling everybody like, oh, I just threw up. Like, no, I just like, I need to go to the locker room real quick. Went to the locker room, did my thing. I didn't need to warm up, but because it took. I mean, I'm not natively from Harlingen, right? So when I first moved to Harlingen, I moved in. I was in 5th grade, and I moved too late to sign up for like a youth Pop Warner league. So I played with San Benito. I had to play with San Benito's league, and all my friends ended up being like the guys that were their studs. Like Jacob Wente was our quarterback, and he was our quarterback for us in our Pop Warner team, right? And our team went undefeated and all this stuff. So I had a respect for those dudes because, hey, I remember back in the day, you guys used to do your thing. And it was this was our first big game, after those seniors left, the Mingos left, the Anthony Reynas, Luke Lucios, Max Sanchez, Pablo Garza, all those guys left. So now it's like, okay. And I saw how bad those guys would beat San Benito. So it put a lot of pressure, and I felt, a certain level of responsibility, and so did all the other guys who were on varsity as sophomores, right? Hardly any of us played. We were just backing up. That team was so great, right? But we saw what it was like, and we saw the pressure, the implications, and how much, and like Brandon was saying, it's a respect. Like I respect the people that were on the field with me that day. The rivalry stuff, a lot of it is more for the people that are in the fans and in the stands and people that want to talk about it, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, it's a game. It's the same game that you played the Friday before, and it's the same game you're going to play the Friday after, right? So when you can control those emotions and understand, hey, yes, like I don't got to think about the consequences if we lose, but I got to think about being able to execute, my route, my block, my pass. I got to be able to execute that while all this pressure, right? Because pressure is kind of like a made up thing. But if you can control that and be able to, operate under those stressful environments, that's kind of what elevates certain teams, and you have to be battle tested. And I think Coach Gomez has done a very good job of, his offseason, of his preseason scheduling and battle testing kids, because, and I look back to our year, I mean, our junior year, we had a breeze throughout the year. And then come playoff time, we're in a double overtime game with Stevens, right? And we lost, double overtime. But that we were a junior-led team. So then we go to our next year, and we already had a little bit of that bitterness in our mouth from losing a close game, from not executing late, and then we play, and then Gomez was able to somehow get Abilene on our schedule, which was a blessing for us. Another double overtime game where we faced adversity. So fast forward to Del Rio, because I thought Del Rio was a more important game for us than Warren, because I think that was the first time as a team we might have been overlooking our opponent, and there was not one moment in that game where I felt like we were going to lose. Halftime, we were losing the whole game. I think we scored first, but then after that, we were losing the whole game. But not one moment did I ever feel like we were going to lose, because it was a snap. And then I know when Kevin scored that touchdown to put us up in the corner of the end zone, that really, our defense played the best. The next drive they had was the most vicious, most savage drive they've had all game, and they just annihilated after that. And that's one of those things where offense helps defense and defense helps offense. But it was battle tested. We'd been in that situation before. We knew that there's every quarter is the same amount of time. He had the same amount of time in the fourth quarter as he did in the first. So we just played to the last whistle and being able to execute down the stretch. And then, of course, obviously against Warren, I was part of one of the best defensive schemes that I've ever seen. Shout out to Coach Gomez for that and the defensive staff. But we had been battle tested before, so we knew what it took and how to execute under those tough situations,
Brandon has himself muted.
Hey, you're muted, BG.
Can y'all hear me?
There you go.
So to comment on that, Randy, a lot of people say, well, why do you schedule Judson? Why do you schedule Abilene? Well, why do you not? Because of fear, okay? Because of fear, guys are going to get hurt for next week, and we got to look forward to next week. What if next week never comes? Okay? I got to prepare my Warriors for battle today. So I'm sorry, I'm not worried about your next week. I'm worried about my today. So head coaches, they're worried about that Friday night. What is the best 3 games they can schedule? That preseason. Not next preseason, not next, because that day might never come. That made-up day you're making about players getting hurt might never come. So why would I worry about that? And I think at Harlingen we've done, and we followed the right protocol.
And you see a lot of other schools are starting to do that too.
I was about to say, yeah.
That's a big shout out, man. And I can date back to, running summer track. I wasn't just running summer track here. I was running in San Antonio. I was running in Houston. I was running in Dallas. I'd go to Converse.
Same thing I did, bro. Same thing I did.
Like, you're not going to know what's out there unless you go out there and go look for it, because it's not going to come find you. People aren't going to come down to the valley look for games.
The crazy thing is, bro, is when I decided to train with the elite, I got the most hate from people down here. Yeah. Oh, he thinks he's too good. What kind of mindset are you in? Yeah. Like, what kind of mindset are you in to talk down on a kid trying to become the very best? You're in this mindset. Yeah. You're in a little bubble that you made up in your head that people down here can't get out of here. Get out of that mindset, man. Yeah. Get out of it. Because if we stay like that, we'll stay like that forever. But it just takes one person to elevate the valley. That's why I'm trying to do what I'm trying to do here. That's why I'm trying to go to the NFL. So I'm trying to come back and donate back to the valley. Because the one thing I'll never do is forget where I came from. I think that's the fear of what people have down here is if someone gets famous or blows up, they're scared that they'll forget about the valley. And I'm telling my valley people, I'll never forget about y'all, man. Through the adversity, through the success, y'all stayed solid with me. And the hate made me better regardless. The doubt as a kid made me better and made me a better man. And so I'll always show loyalty to people down here. And I'll always give back to Harlingen. I'll always give back to the Rio Grande Valley because I want us to get the recognition we deserve down here. I want the Randy Bermea to have a chance to go to UT. I want the Kevin No to have a chance to write for ESPN. I want that for us. And I'm doing everything I can to make sure that happens.
Yeah, that's good, man. And that's important, dude, because like you said it right, man. It's people are hating, you know, and I saw a lot of hate when I left, dude. When I left to Cal, man, people
look,
are like,
look at what happened. Look at what happened to Trace Barrera, bro.
oh my
The
God.
kid won a World Series, and everyone's over here talking about he didn't play. What is like? I don't understand people down here, bro. I don't. Like, you're hating on your own and you're hating on Trace Barrera, the All-Star World Series champion. Instead of being proud of that, you want to degrade him?
Yeah.
What goes on in people's heads? I don't get it. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Well, and a lot of it's just like I was saying, you don't know what's out there if you don't go look for it, you know.
And that's why I think like Trace hasn't come down in a while to talk on his World Series because he's like, man, I'm hated in my own city.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, Trace, brother, obviously, Randy, you know him. Reach out to me, bro. Reach out to me because I want to know what you did to get there, bro. I want to know what it took to make you a UT baseball player and to make you a World Series champion, bro. I want to know your mindset, bro. So reach out to me.
Yeah. No, man. That's been a good guy, man. I've known him. His dad has been my dad for a long time. Like, we used to live in Eagle Pass together. We lived on the same street.
And yeah. And all I want to do, bro, is I want to make sure we bring the Valley legends back and we respect them. Because if it wasn't for our legends, bro, whoever our legends are down here, we looked up to guys down here, bro. We looked up to guys when I was growing up. I looked up to the players when I was this little and they were here. They were NFL players to me. When I saw Mishak Rivas, I didn't know he was in high school, bro. I thought he was in NFL in my eyes.
Yeah.
But that's what kids think. You don't understand the impact you have on kids of the Rio Grande Valley. Like, they look up to you as a legend. So I guarantee you, even though Trace was getting hated by random people, there was one kid that looked up to Trace and said, if he can be a World Series champion, so can I. And that's the only kids I want to impact. But you know, the ones that talk down on you are the adults. What? The ones that love you are the children. Why? Because they're just filled with love. Children are just filled with love. So all they know is to love and respect. When you become an adult, you kind of tend to get a little bit of jealousy and hate for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Okay. Fix it yourself if you're so mad.
Yeah.
But we gotta make sure we motivate our youth of the Rio Grande Valley to be able to teach them that dreams are achievable and dreams are possible.
Yeah. And I got a lot of love for the Valley too, man. And me not natively being from there, you know, I don't have any family from the Valley. I do. They live there now, but my family's from Laredo and from Uvalde. But so growing up and seeing just how, you know, and that's why, I mean, and I'm sure everyone can say this differently about every town. You know, I'm sure, you know, Matt Kaufman and McAllen and Trevor Spates will say similar things about their fan base that I'm going to say about ours. I'm speaking just off of my experience, right? But the way that, you know, the people of Harlingen, you know, rallied around me, you know, and our team. And then that's just, it showed me that, hey, man, I'm not blood with this person. I'm not blood with so-and-so. I'm not blood with this person. I don't even know their name, right? But like, you used to simple things, man, like saying hi to them, giving their kid a little pride after the game, bro. Like, that leaves a lasting impact, man. And let
me comment on the people of Harlingen. So they expect nothing but greatness from you. They're tough. The Harlingen Cardinal fan base is tough, man. It's when you're doing good, they love you. But when you're not putting out the product they want to see, they're on you. They're on you, right? So I was the one that kind of experienced that first. Although they were, come on, Brandon, you suck, blah, blah, blah. It made me better. It made me want to be a better player for Harlingen. So it's just that tough love, Harlingen. That's why I have no hatred towards any of the fans that doubted me or showed hatred towards me. It's that tough love mentality that only makes you stronger.
Yeah.
And I think we detoured away from that for a little bit, but we're back on it right now. And I talked to Gomez and he said, no, it's that 2011 mentality all over again. And we ain't coming back from that ever again. And we're not going through those hills that we had ever again. So it's that tough love. It's either you ready to go to war and you're ready for the consequences and the success, or you ain't with us. I don't want to speak for Coach Gomez, but I think that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from him and the staff.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, Ladio Jaimes gave you guys a shout out. It says nice stash, Randolph.
Eladio, the GOAT.
Quarantine tings.
Go.
No, I gotta stay fresh, man.
Definitely.
I don't care. I don't leave my house, man.
Yeah.
What it
How you guys been with this whole quarantine deal?
I've been all right, man. I've been trying to do my part. I know, and it sucks, the situation that we're in because as a track coach, I mean, we're middle of our season,
right?
And we set our kids up for success for championship season, which is district, regionals, area, that state. That's what we're gearing up for. So everything that we've had up until they started canceling meets, right? Everything that was going on was setting ourselves up for that. In the last meet that we had, obviously early in the season, every meet will be better than the one before, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we were starting to change our training program to where now the kids will start being able to run fast at meets because they're not going to be so dead from training during the week. But now their base had been set. And I have kids, man, and I do private training, and I'm a coach also. I'm a coach at a private school, but I also do one-on-one training. And it's tough, man. It's hard because the kids are like, Coach, like, I'm fine. Like, I haven't been anywhere. I'm not sick. Like, can we please get together? And it's hard to say no. It's hard for me to tell those kids no, because I know if I was in their shoes, I'd be asking whoever my coach was for the same things that they're asking of me. And I just felt like it was my responsibility, as a citizen, as an American, it was my responsibility to do my part and to tell my kids, you know what, there's bigger things than track in life.
No doubt, bro.
And down the road, when you look back and you're faced with a similar situation, you can look at how people have handled it, right? You're going to learn something from this. You can either take this, and I mean, the one who I feel the worst are for my seniors. Senior track kids, I mean, they're not going to have a state meet. I mean, they might not. I mean, it's looking like they're not. I don't think they will. I don't see how they can. But, I mean, they're not having a state meet, And I know some of my friends, one of Coach and other athletes, Trabian Gilbert, Gatorade, Texas track athlete of the year, 2-time state champion, 110s, 300s. He's running at Arkansas now. He didn't have a good junior year. He got hurt second or third meet of the year and didn't run. So he didn't have a single offer going into his senior year. So, and then he ran, 13.5 and 36.3, and he's one of the top hurdle recruit in the country for his class. And if he wouldn't have had that senior year, he would have never had this opportunity to go to Arkansas and train with world-class athletes, on a daily basis, go to work, go to war with these guys who are representing their country in the Olympics in 2020, or now it's even 2021, like it's just the trickle effect that it's going to have on these kids is going to can be bad if the kid doesn't have people in their life that can kind of help them see, like Brandon was saying, see the positive, right? Yeah, it's not good. And a lot of people are complaining, oh, I don't have workout stuff at home. I don't have this. You don't need anything. I can do body weight squats. Oh, it takes me forever. Well, then do 300 body weight squats then, right?
Yeah.
Or 300 push-ups, 500 push-ups, abs. Like those are basic things that you can do to stay ready. And if you're telling me you're not doing that because you don't have a gym, because you don't have a facility, you don't have this, then to me, you don't care enough. You don't really, right?
This is the, I'm going to cut you off, Randy. This is the closest thing to old school getting ready, the gladiators getting ready.
Yeah.
They didn't have no equipment. They got ready through basically
doing it,
battling each other.
Yeah.
In a sense, making each other better. You get the top gladiator and you train each other, right? So in a sense, that's kind of what I do. I kind of I hit this little punching bag I have. I hit this little
El Diablo,
I call him, little figurine. I hit him. And it's just a battle between myself. I'm not lifting as heavy weights anymore. I'm trying to stay lean and stay light on my feet, stay fast. But necessarily I do train heavy on some days, and then I do body weight on some days. And so it's just about getting your body in the best shape possible for war of life, for life, you know.
Bermea, where do you go?
We got to talk to his Heisman now.
We're gonna talk to his Heisman. But yeah, that just about wraps everything up. We're just gonna wait for Randy to come back. But
that was a long time, bro.
Yeah, no, and again, I apologize. At the beginning, my Wi-Fi was cutting in and out, and you know, these guys kept it going. You know, I was telling Brandon and the people watching that my Wi-Fi was cutting in and out in the beginning, but you guys were able to stay on, and I was able to log back in. So nice job on you guys keeping it going and really just keeping the conversation going. We had a lot of people watching, and you know, they were just real interested on what you guys had to say from the college point of view, and then from coaching point of view, and you know, and then just as a player point of view. It was really good stuff, guys. Any shout outs you guys want to give out or anything like that?
I want to give a shout out to my family, my mama, my daddy. Those are the people that made me who I am today. But I want to give a shout out to the Rio Grande Valley. Everyone. I want to give a shout out to everyone in the Rio Grande Valley for staying strong. Through adversity, we stayed strong. We stayed impactful. We stayed together, you know, because as a community, guys, I hope the Rio Grande Valley, I hope we unite. Let's stop putting each other down. Let's stop being mad at kids for chasing their dreams. Let's elevate them. When they fail, let's elevate them. When they succeed, let's humble them. Let's continue to build the best brand of humans, athletes, people down in the Rio Grande Valley so that our community can get known statewide, countrywide, worldwide as being the most hardest working individuals down here, the most fearless individuals down here, and the most humble individuals down here. And it's all love from Brandon Garza.
Yeah, no, it's a good point, BG. I mean, shout out, I mean, obviously the Valley, my coaches at Harlingen, but my family too, man. They've been like, I mean, you can say the same thing, you know. I mean, they've seen you at your darkest, and they've been there for you at your highest moments, and also, I mean, don't forget, I mean, we're just, Brandon and I are you know, we're cut from the same cloth that you guys are, man. And the biggest thing is, don't be afraid to ask for help, ask for guidance. I mean, I was a person that I would annoy the hell out of people asking for tips and advice, and let's have a meeting about this, you know. And my dad too, asking questions growing up, asking questions, and you're not gonna, it's not a knock on you if you're asking a question. I mean, you know, stupid questions, only stupid questions are one unasked, right? So make sure you're asking. I mean, reach out to me on social media, reach out to Brandon. I mean, we're here. I have stories for days. If you want to talk track, I mean, we'll set up a Zoom meeting to talk track. I mean, coaches, you want to set up talk track, you want to talk football,
quarterbacks,
athletes, former athletes, y'all just want to get together and do this and whatever. Like, so I'm a normal person just like you, and don't hesitate whatsoever to reach out to me.
What's y'all's Twitter, and you know, so y'all can.
I was gonna do the exact same thing. So on Twitter and Instagram, it's _BGarza_. I have a Snapchat where I post motivational stuff as well. It's Brandon G15, and everything on my social media, guys, is to impact and inspire. I put a lot of Bible verses. I put a lot of songs. Listen to the messages that I send you guys. Listen to the Bible verses that I send you, and feel like God's talking to you. I'm not saying I'm God or anything, but feel like God's talking to you in a sense of motivation, because I want to be the positive light in people's lives. I want to motivate people, and I want everyone to chase their dreams with me as well. And so you can get me on those social media platforms, message me, reach out to me. Like Randy said, I'm up to talk to anyone and talk about anything about life. And that's about it.
Yeah, mine's Don Randy B, Instagram, Twitter. I'm pretty boring on Instagram. But
yeah, people get at me, say I post too much. I'm like, man,
I'm pretty boring. But reach out to me. I have a hurdle account, Next Level Hurdle Academy, and on there is where I post training videos and stuff like that. Yeah.
And I also just started my separate pages. I started a quarterback academy page. I started a sports foundation page. I started an agency page. I started a lot of things to dream. You know, just because it's not in the works today, I plan on it being in the works someday. So I started all those pages. This Garza Sports Performance page. Started all these things so that when it happens, I'm ready for it.
Let me give a shout out to Coach Lou, best
Did he
receiver,
text you?
the best receivers coach there is.
Did he text you?
I was talking to him the other day, telling him how, you know, he reminds me a lot of my dad. They same age, similar age.
I love Coach Lou, man. He's like he's like, Coach, I know it's gonna hurt you. I swear you're young, but you like the grandfather, dog. You like the OG grandfather of the Harlingen Cardinal game. I swear you are.
And he's still the fastest one on the coaching staff, in case anyone's wondering.
And roll.
And roll. And the most consistent.
Oh my God, he just texted me.
And shout out to giving us nicknames too, our receiver group.
Oh my God. That's the thing I like about Coach Lou, though, is as much as he jokes with you, he'll roast you just as fast.
Yep.
Like I'll have a bad game and throw a pick, and he'll just make jokes about me throwing picks all week. And that's what I love about him. He keeps you humble and he keeps you positive.
Yeah.
But, shout out Coach Lou, baby. Shout out Coach Gomez, the best coach in Rio Grande Valley history. I don't care what nobody says.
Yep.
There you go. You heard it.
Are you freaking serious? Rio Grande Valley.
Yep. There it is. Hey, well,
that's all she wrote, baby.
Kevin, thanks for having us on, man.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, you guys were great. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. Randy Bermea, Brandon Garza. Up next, Richard Olzak, Westlaco alum, currently up at Texas Tech. Him and Billy are going to be on at 3, and then Coach Kretz is going to join me later on at 5. So thanks for joining us, guys.
Sweet.
Yes, sir.
Be safe. We'll play some more Madden later.
God bless y'all, man. God bless y'all.
Later. Yeah, God bless, man.